series on figures of speech. Figures of speech. We'll be looking at figures of speech. We are in figures of speech, hyperbole and irony. Hyperbole and irony. So today we are going to look at hyperbole and what it is all about. What is hyperbole? Just as you see that, an extravagant statement or assertion. Extravagant, like excessive statement or assertion, or exaggerated terms or overstatement for the purpose of emphasis or heightened effects. Let me say it again. An extravagant statement, extravagant, excessive. You state something more than it is. That is hyperbole. You exaggerate. An extravagant statement or assertion. Exaggerate. That is, you make something look bigger than it is. Exaggerate. That is, make something look bigger than it is. Exaggerated terms or overstatement for the purpose, why? Of emphasis. You want to emphasize on a particular thing by making it bigger than it is. That is hyperbole. For the purpose of emphasis or heightened effects. Or heightened effects. It's a way of speaking or writing that makes something sound better, more exciting, more dangerous than it really is. Than it really is. We're going to take some examples. Examples. The situation is a million times worse than all of them put together. The situation, now, you are saying the situation. You are not just saying, how do you magnify the situation? To make it, to lay emphasis on what you are talking about. To heighten the effects of what you are talking about. Then you say, the situation is a million times worse than all of them put together. A million times worse than all of them put together. You see, you are exaggerating by saying this a million times. Let's look at number 2. Hassan would walk 1 billion miles for one of Julie's smiles. Hassan would walk 1 billion miles. 1 billion. Is it possible? You are exaggerating to emphasize on something for the purpose of emphasis or heightened effects. So Hassan would walk 1 billion miles for one of Julie's smiles. Just one of Julie. Hassan is ready to walk 1 billion miles. You are emphasizing. You are exaggerating. That is hyperbole. Number 3. David was quaking from head to foot and could have hung my heart on my eyes. And could have hung my heart on my eyes. David was quaking from head to foot. You are exaggerating to show the effect of that. Number 4. John is so low down. He needs an umbrella to protect himself from an ant piece. Ant piece. Look at how you're exaggerating things there. John is so low down. He needs an umbrella to protect himself from an ant piece. My God. That is a hyperbole. That is a hyperbole. Let me give you an example of a hyperbole. When, for example, if I say, ladies and gentlemen, I have been to other parts of West Africa, but I can say without exaggeration that this is 1 billion times worse than what I can say. That is exaggeration. Okay? That is exaggeration. Let's go to the next one. Irony. Irony. Let's go to the next one. Irony. What is an irony? What is an irony? An irony is a figure of speech that we use to converse the opposite of the literal meaning. Opposite of the literal meaning. The meaning is contradicted by the appearance or presentation of the idea. You see that? Conveying the opposite of the literal meaning, the opposite. When you convey, when you give the opposite of the literal meaning of that, that means a statement. An irony is a statement or situation where the meaning is contradicted by the appearance. The meaning is contradicted by the appearance or presentation of the idea. Let's take some examples. This is a grave matter, a very grave matter. A grave matter. Can a matter be grave? An irony. This is a grave matter. Look at the next one. When I say, gentlemen, you cannot fight here. And after saying, you cannot fight, I say, this is the war room. I'm contradicting myself. I say, gentlemen, you cannot fight here. But then I say, this is a war room. You cannot fight here. But at the same time, I'm saying this is a war room. That is an irony. Look at number 3. We have made all this progress. Look, we have made all this progress. We have made progress. Nah, but you know, we have lost little things, the niceties. After saying we have made all this progress, then you say, but you know, we have lost. Progress lost. Can they go? We have made all this progress, but you know we have lost little things, the niceties. You say progress, you are saying lost. You say fight, cannot fight, you are saying it's a war room. You are saying matter, grave matter, you are saying it's a very grave matter. You see that? That's irony. That's irony. Okay? Now, look at this. Let me give you a little more for better understanding. If I say mathematics is my worst subject because I can never persuade the teacher that my answers are meant ironically. Now, so suppose the principal gives you a terribly long speech, or somebody gives you a very long speech, one that rambles on and on without end, and then after the speech, you turn to your friend sitting next to you, roll your eyes, smile, and say, well, that was a short and very point. That was a short speech. Well, that was short. That was a short speech. And to the point, wasn't it? In this case, after the person would have spoken for a long time, rambling. Then you look at your friend and say, well, that is a short speech and to the point. Isn't it? Now, in this case, you are being ironic. You are counting on your friend to turn the literal meaning of your expression, to read it as exactly the opposite of your words actually mean. When irony works, it helps to cement social bonds and mutual understanding because the speaker and the hearer of irony both know to turn the utterance, and they know that the other one knows that they will turn their utterance. You see that? So, you use irony to convey some things. If somebody makes a very stupid comment, and I say, well, that's a very wonderful, interesting comment. What do you say about it? and you know that it's a stupid comment. Or somebody brings, you eat after eating a very bitter food, sour, not sweet, and then you turn and say, oh, that's a very wonderful, sweet, delicious food. Is that not? You are being ironic. That is an irony. So we use an irony and hyperbole in our day-to-day conversation to exaggerate some things in order to bring the emphasis and to say things in opposite direction. So if you like our video, please share, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up.